Hey, it's Johnny Marks. Thank you so much for checking out the Marks in the Morning podcast. Remember, you can listen to myself, Carrie Mack, and JP weekdays from 6 to 10 live on K92.3.
Lee Brice here. How y'all doing?
Good, Lee Brice. How you doing, Lee? We're so excited to have you on the phone. Thanks so much for calling us up.
Absolutely, man. We're good day. We're going to do some writing today, I believe, and some work on the studio. And so we're excited about getting back out on the road.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Man, we absolutely cannot wait. We are so excited. First and foremost, we're in Waterloo, Iowa, and your show is, I would say, about 90 minutes away. Dubuque is not too terribly far. Before we get into all the Iowa stuff, man, your last album, Hey World, just came out. I mean, this is pretty much a brand new album, and you actually get to go out on tour to support it, which is sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been missing out on these first couple of songs, and really, really wishing I was out there playing these songs. But it's going to be really cool to get out there and hear people sing these songs back that have already been big hits. So, man, it's going to be, I got a feeling we're going to have some extra fun that night.
I know we're all really excited. Were there any artists that you discovered in 2020? Because I know I have spent a lot of time at home and listening to all new music. So are there any artists that finally got on your radar?
I was doing so much. I didn't listen to a whole lot of new music, but I heard, obviously I listened to the radio if I was headed to work or whatever. And, there are multiple artists that I really, really love. I mean, Nico is so cool, but I already kind of knew he was so talented because I knew that Nico Moon was, a big writer and all this. And I knew kind of his style, but I love what he's doing. But, the song, when Gabby Barrett came out with her song, I thought, well, that's really special, and so I was immediately like kind of drawn to her, and I loved her voice, and that song was great. So, that's a couple right off the top of my head that I really love this year. And, it kind of is, I thought about them and thought, having your first big hit and not being able to play the shows and not being able to feel that song rise, it made me feel for the new artists that had went through that. But also, you can't complain about having a hit, even if you can't get out and play them or not. But eventually, she'll be out there, and those new artists will be out there, and they'll be playing. They'll get to see what it feels like to hear those big hit songs sang back to them.
When it comes to bonding with their fans, I mean, country stars are second to none. And you've got a Cameo account. And Carrie and I, we were talking about Cameo the other day on the show. Is there any strange request or video that you had to make for somebody that really stuck out to you? I
mean, I guess one of the I wouldn't say it's strange, but it was, it definitely stood out was, hey, can you basically ask my girl to marry me?
Nothing. How could she say no to Lee Brice?
I'm like, okay. And, but yeah, I love doing that. That's a really cool way to really personally be able to be in a conversation with somebody or connect with them. And, that was a cool thing that came out. But yeah, that was a little, I was like, man, are you sure?
I hope it worked out for him. I hope she said yes.
I hope so, too. Yeah.
So we're so happy that you're coming back to Iowa. We're all really pumped for this concert. Are there any places here in Iowa that you've fallen in love with or you just like visiting when you come over?
Well, I just love the area as a whole because, like, when I come play anywhere in your area, it's like I grew up in Sumter, South Carolina, and when I come out to see y'all, it feels like I'm going home because the people are so alike. I mean, we're a little bit crazy, and we love to have some beer, and we love our music, and like with a little bit deeper passion than some other places around, And I'm not sure if it's that, it's not like I grew up in a smaller town, and so there wasn't like there was a whole lot of big city life stuff to do. It was like so we loved to do the things like that just required us and our friends and a cold beer, a tailgate, and that's how it is. When I feel like anywhere out there we come, I feel like the majority of everybody that comes in, feels the way I do, and we just love having just a straight-up good time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, people are so ready to have a good time.
I know. I think, we are, and I know we are as artists and, like, my band, and we're so excited to be out there playing live music and feel the voices coming back and look in the eyes of the people. But I know that it's got to be the same way on the other side. People, I've seen the passion that people have for their concerts and for coming to concerts and seeing and being involved. And so I know there's a hole in all of our hearts that we will hopefully get to fill here coming up here in a couple of weeks.
We're chatting with Lee Brice. It's Marks in the Morning. He's going to be at the Five Flag Center in Dubuque on the 13th of March. More info on the show on the K92.3 app, and we'll give away some tickets here. And a common question we got centered around you and her performing the song. Unfortunately, at the CMAs, it wasn't able to happen. But because that song was such a huge hit, everybody wanted to know, have you had a chance to actually perform it with Carly yet?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we did it. We've done it now. I will say it's not like we did it. We've done it as much as normally, but we did it on the opera together when they had nobody in the audience. It was just the cameras, and they had it separated on the stage. So it was kind of odd. And we did it, we actually, there's a thing called the Waffle House Awards. And so it was really cool, actually. And we actually performed it live there together. And we've done it a number of other times, probably 4 or 5 other times together. And it actually took us a second. The first couple of times we were so nervous because the song is so unique and backwards and forward, back and forth with who's speaking to who and when and why and what they're saying, because all the lyrics sort of changes. And so it was really funny to both of us. It took us a minute to kind of really get our groove down on it. But normally that would happen, but then you'd play it 100 more times. And so we haven't got to play it a lot, to answer the question, but we have definitely played it a few times. And it is really fun.
It's one of our most requested songs. How did you and Carly Pearce connect? Because that's such a iconic and unique connection that you guys have.
I mean, she wrote this song with Luke Combs and a couple of other friends of ours, and it was her story and her thing. And she, I say this because this is what she told me. She reached out to, my manager said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a song with Carly?" I said, "Well, yeah, I'd known her through doing some shows with her and, just like that. And I knew she was so talented and she was just a cool person. And so I said, yeah, but I'm a song guy. It kind of really depends on the song, and so they sent over the song and I was like, I'm way in, because it felt like this 90s country classic to me, and so she just said that when she was writing the song, that she just kept hearing my voice on it. And so that's why she reached out. She said, "I want to hear that Lee thing." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Sing like you sing." So I'm so grateful that she asked me, because, really she could have asked anybody. And heck, she wrote the song with Luke Combs. So, he sang it great on the demo. That's what I sang too. And so I was really fortunate to be on that.
It's a great song. And one more quick question here for you. Lee Brice, as you're getting ready to head back out on the road, I think everybody wants to know, is Charlie coming with you?
Charlie will be with me when I'm on that.
There we go.
Yeah, she's awesome, and we've been hanging out a bunch lately, and she's just something sweet, and she's learning, and she's already so smart. So we'll have her on the road.
There you go.
Oh, that's great.
It's kind of like having a mascot and a best friend.
That's right.
A great reason to follow Lee Brice on Instagram right there. If you love cute puppy photos, there's not a lot of people that can offer a great country experience and cute puppy photos. You can get it all in one place.
I swear she's still a puppy, but she's gotten so big, so I'll have to do some more pictures.
Well, thank you so much for giving us your time today. I know you're busy, and I know you're excited to get back on the road. We've got all the information on your show in Dubuque at the Five Flag Center on March 13th on the K92.3 app. I'm going to bump that to the top so people looking to get tickets can still get them. Get them quick, though, because they're going fast, and Lee Brice is going to be a great show. He's been at the Five Flag Center. It's been a couple years. Don't miss out on your chance to go see him live. And, Lee, we're so excited to have you back in the state of Iowa in a couple weeks.
We are, too, and thank y'all for having me this morning, and we will see you in a couple weeks.